guys. I know it's been a long time, so I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be talking to whoever it is out there again. And I kind of just wanted to hop on with kind of like a life update over the last 5 months. Yeah, because I kind of took a break after the new year. And then the semester kicked in, which is my final semester of my master's program. I actually graduate next week, so not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after. And a week from now, I'll be leaving to drive 10 hours to the university to graduate, which a couple things need to happen before then. My biggest news right now is today I have my licensure exam for my master's in social work so that I can actually practice as a therapist, which is so crazy for me to even say because it's been a really long journey getting to this point. It's so funny how God will just work in mysterious ways. And they have that saying that you make plans and God laughs. Well, that was definitely my situation because I don't know if I've mentioned this. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I have had a few instances leading up to this point where I thought I was going to be doing a career change and moving out of the world of mental health. But God just kept putting me right back where I was supposed to be. And so I was finally able to just release control and surrender to that whole process. And I have found a new hope, a new calling, a refreshed passion for what I'm doing. And not a day goes by that I'm not extremely grateful for that. And so I was going to wait until after I took my exam to record this video, but I was driving to the store today because look at this. I got some cupcakes to celebrate after I take my exam. Whether I pass, whether I fail, I'm putting that in God's hands. And if I fail, I'm going to eat my feelings. But if I pass, then I will be able to share and celebrate with those around me, which whatever turns out, I will be grateful for. And like I said, I was going to wait until after my exam to record this because I didn't want to record it and have it turn out that maybe I failed my exam. However, after I was driving to pick up my cupcakes, a song came on the country radio station, and the radio host was talking about how you have to put your trust in God, and that is the most important thing, and we make plans, God laughs, and everything is for the good of his glory and goes perfectly according to his plan and in his timing, and that his timing is perfect. And so I reflected to myself and I thought that if I were to wait until after the exam to celebrate all of the wonderful goodness that God has given me in this life, then it would kind of like be rejoicing him only during my successes. And if I didn't pass, well, this would have a completely different connotation. And I was thinking about it and I didn't really see why that would be necessary, because whether I pass, whether I fail, it is all through God and his will and for his goodness and his glory. And so the outcomes don't matter because it's not up to me. It's not my plan. It's his plan. And every step of this plan is extremely important and necessary and powerful, which is why I will continue to be grateful and rejoice no matter the step of the progress, no matter what it is that I want, no matter what it is that happens. And so I've gone through a lot these last few months in my final semester. I've done a lot of studying. I've done a lot of preparation. I've done a lot of release of my own control. And I'm someone that struggles with anxiety. I get very nervous. I have a lot of worry. So releasing control is very hard for me. And I'm not perfect. I'm still definitely working at it. But, you know, throughout this whole process, I've just been trusting in the timing of it, because I have this job in mind that I've been in touch with, in contacts with, and they said that, you know, whenever I get all of my things squared away, I would be able to start with them. Well, this is now like 4 months later, three months later, not 4, maybe 2 or 3 months later. And I'm still waiting and waiting and waiting. And it reminds me of the story in the Bible of King David, and how he was between 10 and 15 when he was anointed as the next king. And he had to wait another 25 years before that even came to fruition. And so I will continue being patient. I will continue putting my faith and my trust in the process. And I'm really excited for whatever it is that this next chapter holds, because I know that whatever it is, it's going to be exactly for me, if that makes sense. So I graduate with my master's in social work in a week. I'm finishing up my semester. I got most of my final projects in this last Sunday. And so now I just have to tie up my last reflections and stuff like that for this weekend. I have my exam today, and then it'll all be celebrating. We have to drive 10 and a half hours on Thursday to the university, and we'll be staying with my aunt and uncle at their house. My graduation and commencement and all those events are all day on Friday, and then we have to be back by Sunday night. So it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to go by like that. And it's going to be very arduous. I'm not usually one to travel in the first place. If it were up to me, I don't know if I would even really go. But it was really important to my boyfriend to be able to celebrate, because this is a big deal and I put in a lot of work, and he's right about that. And so he was really the main one to kind of push me and encourage me to go to commencement. And so I bought my dress and my shoes, and I bought my cap and my gown, which haven't come in yet. It's another thing that I'm putting my trust in, to just let it worry about itself. I do want to decorate my cap, but if it doesn't come in time and I have to pick up one from the bookstore, I might just buy a cheap cap to decorate all on my own. And I might do that anyways. Who knows? Just to have. But I would be lying if I said that, like, my heart wasn't beating so fast. And it's just like, I do feel on edge. I do feel like just waiting for the next thing. And I was talking to my friend about it, and I was telling her, and she felt the same way because she's a student too, how, like, you can't even really take a moment to celebrate your successes in a season like this, because you just have to move on to the next thing. Like, it doesn't stop. It's not over yet. And so it's been a whirlwind of stop and go and just on to the next thing. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel at this point, which I'm trying to access some of that release, like, early on. And I'm doing my best with that. I am looking into a job closer to my home, because right now I'm commuting about 50 minutes away for my current job. And so I'm also being very present in the fact that, like, my time there very well could be limited. And so really like enjoying it while it lasts and being present in the moment while looking forward to the future too, like having both of those at the same time is such a weird feeling, because right when I moved to Iowa, I got this job. Like I moved here and like the very next day I was in my new job orientation. And like I just remember thinking back to that day of me stepping foot into this hospital for the very first time, having no idea where I was going to be 3 years from that date. Like all the people that I met and the lessons that I've learned and the different roles and positions that I've been in, because this job I've had 4 different roles in. And I started out at an entry-level position, and I just kept working my way up and up and up and chipping away at it until I've reached basically like almost a ceiling within my department. And I'm just so grateful for all of those opportunities and all of the guidance and the shaping and the transformation that has taken place, because like I was so different when I first started there, and thinking about everything that had to happen to lead me to where I am today is phenomenal and so magnificent. All of the hardships and struggles, all of the strengths and the achievements, all the ups and downs brought me exactly to where I am today. And that is just so amazing to think about. And knowing too that it's still not over. Just like sitting with that is just such a weird feeling, because it's been 3 years since this whole process started, and now it's kind of all coming to a peak and a point and a head, and this is what I've put in all of this work and effort for. And it's so powerful to be experiencing all of it. And so whoever it is that wants to come with me on this journey, who wants to, check in and keep up, I'm grateful for you too. And I hope that I can continue to bring a hope and a light with me every step of the way moving forward. And I'm really excited for everything that this next chapter and season will bring, because I was listening to a song and it's called Yes, I Will, and it's a Christian song. And it says, "The same God who never fails will not fail me now. The same God who is never late, who has never failed, will not fail me." And it just renews such a hope and such a light. And I'm trying to soak it all in. But yeah, I don't know if this is maybe all over the place, but I did want to check in and say hi. I'm still alive. I'm still here. And hopefully this next season will bring so much more fruit. And I will do my best to make sure that I have a nourishing, rich soil for it to really take hold. And I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully with some good news. Yeah, see you then. Bye.